What is the meaning of all this development where the British are now deporting some Zimbabweans?
Basically, I can say the chickens are coming home to roost. What is very clear is that there must be realization that both our citizens and the British authorities then decided to take a narrative which was false. And it's coming home to roost that that narrative was never a correct narrative. There were never persecutions here. There were never violations of human rights here against our citizens. But the narrative which suited the British at that time was that there were violations. And it is on the pretext and on that basis that a lot of our citizens of different characters were wooed and lured to go to the United Kingdom in order to establish a lie that Zimbabwe government authorities were violating the rights of its citizens.
You say some of them went abroad under the pretext that there was a democratic deficit in Zimbabwe. Tell us more about that.
What I think is happening now is a realization that they must own up that what they did is not sustainable, and they must demonstrate that there is a new beginning. I read a change of heart, a change of policy on the part of the British government. I may be wrong, but I read a change of policy on the part of the British government that they may want to see a thawing of relations
with this development.
With this development. Clearly, to happen, there must have been good, should we say, liaison between the British and the Zimbabwe government. So it could demonstrate a thawing of relations, a realization that the narrative about the land question was false.
To those who saw the first batch of 14 arriving in Zimbabwe, how do we welcome them back into our society?
You know, these are our citizens. We have an obligation to receive our own citizens, irrespective of their character. This could happen to any of us, that you have people who may have very bad character, or we may be even criminals. When they come back, we have an obligation, moral obligation, to receive them and to accommodate them and to rehabilitate them where necessary, to make them feel that they are members of society.
Some of them were saying the moment they touch down at Robert Mugabe International Airport, they will disappear.
Clearly, they know from the bottom of their own hearts that when they went and told the British authorities that they were asylum seekers on false grounds, they know it was not true. And they also know that when they come, there is no threat against them whatsoever from anybody. We don't even know who they are. Maybe the British have a better record of which of our citizens are in their country, but we don't know who they are. And they have never been a threat to anyone in this country.